What's up, guys? Hope your day's been going well. Hope you guys are getting money how you can. It's January 16th, 2025. Hope you guys have had a pretty good year, pretty good time to start the year off. If you had a New Year's resolution and you broke it, it's okay. Start again tomorrow or start again February 1st. Most important thing is live every day and live every second with an intentionality and a poise and surgical precision that is going to define every day when you get out of bed this morning. A lot of people, they get out of bed and they really don't really know or really plan how the day goes. The day and things just kind of go past them and occupy their time and importance. And it's not a really good way to live. You should really try to live each day at least with a level of intentionality and guardianship over the way you use your time, because if you don't, it's going to be ripe for the pickings for other people to take advantage of you, take advantage of your schedule. The most powerful, the most influential, the most well adjusted people are people that guard their calendar, that guard their time, that don't hang around low vibrational, low vibe people, right? And one of the biggest things that people need to do on the path to self-development and on the path to their spiritual awakening is understanding people that's worth their time, understanding folks that are worth their time and energy and resources, and understanding the individuals that need to be left behind in this journey. Because the reality is you can't bring everyone along with you, right? If you have a social media profile and you're still following all your friends and acquaintances and individuals you knew in middle school, right? It's essentially, that's like an index. It's an index of the people that you knew in your life. But it's not a snapshot. It's not an accurate snapshot of the people that are most important to you, right? So declutter your mind, declutter your space, declutter your intentions and mental real estate by really honing in on what's important for you to focus on. It's not an accurate snapshot of the people that are most important to you. And I think one of the key advantages of social media and entertainment and the ability to access media at our what's what I'm looking for? The ability to access media at our time, at our schedule, at our convenience. That's a luxury that could be taken for what it is. It could be taken advantage of. I just made that phrase up. You can undertake advantage of that privilege that people didn't have 20 years ago. Or you could go overboard with that advantage, right? So you ever seen those people on Instagram that are following I think 10,000 people is the limit you could follow on Instagram. There's almost an overconsumption of influences, right? And then you look at celebrity accounts or look at people that other people look up to or are notable personalities or figures, where sometimes they have they're following only 100 people or 200 people. And I know social media isn't really a good proxy for how people should be living their lives and how people ought to create blueprints for living your life. But I think this is a good analogy to start thinking about your spheres of influence in terms of professional influence and professional pedigree, in terms of your social circles, who the people that you keep around you, right? Are you hanging around business folk? If you're someone who wants to be successful in finance, someone that wants to start your business, or someone that wants to grow in the tech space, are you hanging around people that are better than you or more proficient than you or have more influence than you in these areas? Or are you hanging out with little Jimmy on the side of the road who wants to be a rapper or wants to make beats, right? And there's nothing wrong with making beats. There's nothing wrong with not knowing what you need, there's nothing wrong with not having a clear picture of your future, because I'm 26, right? I don't have all the answers figured out for myself, and I wouldn't expect a lot of the people that I'm growing up with to have all the answers right now, because we're still growing, right? But the thing is, you can grow in parallel with people that are still trying to figure stuff out, right? So there's some folks that I'm sure that you could point out in your friend group that you know for a fact are like a drain on you, or you know for a fact are individuals that don't really care to envision their life more than like a week from now in the future, right? You have people that can look into the future and say they know exactly what drink they're going to drink. They know exactly what bar they're going to go to. They know exactly what friend group, and they know how their Friday night is going to look on Monday, but they can't tell you their goals, their dreams, their visions a year down the line, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. And I'm more inclined to hang out with someone that might be a little bit lost on their personal journey in terms of where they're going, where they are, and where they stand in terms of like their skill sets and like kind of their dreams and visions. But people that have that dream or people that have that vision and have an understanding of where they want to go, or at least directionally speaking, like I could give you guys like a good analogy, right? So like say you're running a race, or not running a race, but say you're standing in a straight line with like 3 individuals, right? All of you guys are standing at the exact same spot, except removed on the east axis and west axis, right? So you guys are all standing in a straight line, right? If you tell someone to follow like their North Star, that someone's north could be someone else's south, right? So my north could be this way, right? For someone sitting next to me, their north could be that way. That's their North Star, right? So it's up for them to decide what direction they want to take that. The point being, you need to be able to answer that question. Where is your North Star? Is that this direction, that direction, that direction, or that direction? That direction. So being able to have a North Star and know where it's going. And going back to like the sphere of influence argument, we all grow slowly, right? So you're not going to be a self-made person overnight, but the real kind of beauty and magic of redefining yourself, or reshaping yourself, reshaping your identity, is the process, the journey, the enduring kind of building process, which eventually formulates and forms the architecture, the realized architecture of your vision, right? Most people don't understand that in order to get from point A to point B, it requires a certain level of sacrifice, right? So if I want to train for like a marathon, I'm going to need to run at least, I'm going to need to devote at least like 45 minutes to like an hour, or even more than that, like on a daily basis for the course of like 6 or 7 months training for that marathon, right? So there's a time horizon for that goal in the future, right? Or that project. So for me, if my goal is to like perform at a marathon, then I project that goal into the future, and the architecture of that goal is me building a habit, and that habit formation requires me to sacrifice that like 1 hour of time every day in order to build that habit, right? But kind of lost my train of thought, but that habit formation process isn't easy, right? So if you're able to build like a community of solidarity with folks that understand the sacrifices, the pain, and the commitment required to be great, then that's going to make your journey and your personal spiritual awakening much easier. It's going to make it much easier. Much, much easier. So yeah, guys, in the midst of like this new year, when we're all trying to figure out what we're doing, the most important thing is to have a plan, execute on that plan, and be consistent with that plan. Because, you know, it's hard enough to get a vision. It's hard enough to have a good idea that comes into your head. But if you're not influenced and surrounded by folks that are putting you in a position to like execute on your goals, then a good analogy to that is like, is trying to walk in a straight line, but like someone puts a rock in front of you every like every 2 meters you walk, right? You can still like walk around that rock and get to the destination, but if you were to see a couple rocks and decide to turn around and then not walk on that path, then it'd be easy to understand why you decided to make that decision. So that's what I got for now. Those are my ideas. What do you guys think, though? I'm curious to see what you guys think about like this concept of like creative influence, creative pollution. So hanging around folks that could put you on the sidetrack to accomplishing your goals. Because I'll give you guys like one example before this video finishes. Like, I live in a city like New York, so one of the benefits that a lot of people say comes with New York is the fact that there's so many different people with so many different influences, right? So you could almost be drawn into the potpourri of influences that New York City is. I would actually argue that it's a bad thing, right? Because there's so much stimuli for the average person that it's hard to kind of lock in on a solitary goal and commit to it. But that's my opinion. The point of having an opinion is that you can think differently about that opinion. Not everyone has to think the same about stuff, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll probably make another video about this a little bit later, which kind of sums up some extra thoughts I have on this issue. But let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you soon. See you.